75, and we are live in Southwest Florida outside of my RV, my garden studio. And I'm going live 5 minutes early because as I was setting up, Bjorn decided he wanted to come out with me, and I thought you might like to see him on his leash. So I'm going to turn this camera around and you can see we got our big boy chilling. There he is. There's the big boy. Hi, sugar. You want to say hi to everybody? There's big boy Bjorn. I know. Is that the big boy sitting outside in the morning? Yeah. Uh-huh. So that's just him talking to me? That's not him crying. He's just talking to me. I don't know why he's... All right, well, this is going to make it much harder to do a tutorial this morning. However, if you're just going to relax? You just going to lay down and relax? Okay. All right, well, so we're going to do a tutorial this morning. And we're going to watch baby Bjorn at the same time, so we'll see how this goes. And my screen's going dark because we're in the sun. Anyway, hi, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to the Kristin Omdahl Show. This is episode 1075, and we are live in Southwest Florida in my garden studio, aka outside my RV. And Bjorn is here with us this morning. That's why I have his leash tied around my waist. I feel uncomfortable putting him on a leash, and so I make sure to put myself on the leash as well. I feel like then we're on even footing. That may sound crazy to you, and that's okay. That's how I feel. I'm still adjusting to RV life with my cat and just trying to make the whole transition as peaceful and calming as possible for him and for myself, I guess, too. So wearing the leash with him makes me feel less guilty about putting him on a leash. Because I feel guilty, because I don't think animals should have to be on leashes. I think animals should be able to roam outside and feel safe and happy just being animals. So, having said that, I don't like leashes. Yeah, he's very safe this way. Yep. Anyway, so how's everybody doing today? Is everybody having a good day so far? I officially finished and wove in all the loose ends on 100 edgings as of this morning. Check this out. All color coordinated for all of the chapters, of course. Look at all of these. So this is for book 22, which I have written exclusively since being in the RV. I believe book 21 was written in the old house, but not published until we were in the RV. And, you know, that's just due to the process of books, right? Books take a long time to make. They involve a lot of hard work, and they involve a lot of different types of jobs as well. And so the first one for, well, just give you an example. Let's talk about book 22, Crochet Power Edgings. It's going to have 100 edgings in it. So what's the first thing that you do when writing a book? You come up with an idea. Then you have to ask yourself, is this idea relevant? Is it different than anything else that's already currently on the market? Because if it's not, what's the point? And I decided that my specific point of view for edgings for this book was absolutely relevant, absolutely something that is not on bookshelves already. And it's also an amazing accompaniment to the original volume 1 of Crochet Power, which is book 21 that is out now, which you can purchase now. And so, concept, start writing it, start planning it. Then I had to draw all the charts for 100 edgings. Then I had to write all the instructions for 100 edgings. Then I had to come up with a color palette and an organization style to organize them all, and then pick the yarn, order the yarn. Luckily for me, Lion Brand donated the yarn for this book, which I'm incredibly grateful for. I only ran short of one color and had to buy an extra couple balls. Otherwise, I had plenty, and so I'm really excited about that. And we'll definitely be not only giving them credit in the resources, but also sending them a book as a thank you when it comes out. Okay, then after that, crochet all of the samples in the right colors and do a first round of editing of the charts and the written instructions while doing that, and make sure the math is correct in all of the what do you call it, the multiples. So in each of them I tell you what the multiple is, whether it's like 8 stitches plus 4, something like that, so that if you want to use the edging you can know how many stitches you need, you know, all that stuff, important stuff. And then crocheted all of them, fixed mistakes as I went, which was awesome. Then wove in all the ends. Can you believe 100 edgings, mostly done in 2 colors, which means 4 ends to weave in per edging, which means I had to weave in 400 tails, but that's okay. Okay, Bjorn might want to go in. You ready to go in, sweetheart? Look at this. Look at this sweet baby. This is how he tells me he's ready to go in. He stands here at the door. So if you'll excuse me for a second, I'm going to let baby Bjorn in. You want to go in, sweetheart? Here, let's open the door. Go on. We can take your leash off when you go in. You want to go in? You want to go in? Or you want to stay out here? Sorry, guys. He gets a little slow about this stuff. Okay, he wants to stay out. All right. I'm telling you, he is a full-time babysitting job when we're outside. Like, I can partially focus on other things, but I have to have one eyeball on him the entire time. If I allowed him to sneak around the corner, he will find a way to pull out of his leash. So I have to keep eyeballs on him. All right, so the next step after weaving in all the ends on the edgings is to steam them to get them nice and flat. It's like a mini blocking, let's say. I'm just going to steam all of them. Then I have to run to the store today to pick up a white board to photograph all of them. You want to go in now? Okay. That's fine, sweetheart. You want to say bye-bye to everybody? Say bye-bye. Have a great weekend, everybody. All right, here you go, sugar. Get that leash off. 1, 2, 3, all over. Okay. All right, so baby Bjorn is untethered. I have to still undo myself. One of these days I want to replace this with a retractable long leash, because all I do is tangle this every day. But just like with everything else, I'm just on such a budget to make sure that I can get stabilized again, that I try not to buy every little thing that I want. It's hard. Anyway, so we make do with this one. Anyway, okay, I'm untethered now, so we can go back to chatting about the next step. All right, so I have this station set out here, and there's a reason why I decided to do this on camera today. A really good reason, and that's because this tool that I'm going to use to steam these edgings is a travel-sized, high-powered steamer, and it replaces needing an iron and a steamer, which is absolutely great for living in an RV, but it's great for travel or for organizing in small spaces. So I wanted to share it with you. I've been looking for a high-powered steamer for many years without spending $400. So this one is about half that price, but it is a high-powered steamer. Oh, it turned itself off because we sat out here too. I set it up too early. Okay, hold on. Might have to unplug it and plug it back in. Anyway, so this one's just under $200, but in steamers you do get what you pay for. The difference between this one and what maybe one of the more expensive ones is not in power, but in size. So for me, having something that was high power but small and compact, perfect. You can find it in my Amazon shop. And I thought you might enjoy hanging out with me while I start steaming these. So then after I steam them, which I'll do right now, the camera's dark. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here or not. Let's see. If I bend it down a little bit, will that help? All right. And then we'll just pull out one of the bags and start steaming. Anyone let me know if you can see the table well this way? Because my camera's gone dark. And I'll go look on the computer screen because I can't read it all there. Okay, now that one needs ads. All right. You can see now. Okay, then I'm just going to keep going. Unfortunately, I won't be able to chat too much with everybody because can't see what's being said. All right, let me see. All right. I'll set up my computer. Oh, I can set up my computer here if I turn the volume off. Everything's good. Okay. All right, then we'll leave this here. These edgings here are from a subchapter of the top-down edging chapter, and that's because they are two-row repeats. So in the top-down construction chapter, which ended up being the largest chapter, I separated it out into one-row patterns, two-row patterns, and multi-row patterns, because I thought that it might be convenient to know how much. It'll help you if you're like limited on yarn when you decide to add an edging, like as an afterthought on a project. So I thought it might be a nice subcategory to have. Okay, so let's see if I've got this going now. Okay, I just turned it on. Can you see that steam coming out? It's a lot of steam. Like I said, they don't need to be washed and dried. It's not like these are garments. They're just swatches, so to speak. So what I'm going to do is just lightly steam them so that they're ready for photography. Looking so good. Don't these look amazing? And so I did all of them in 2 colors as well, at least in the top down, so that you could see where the body of work ends and the edging begins. I really wanted you to be able to see that. It's more obvious on the perpendicular edging chapter, and it's more obvious on the fringe chapter, and it's even more obvious on the bottom up construction chapter. The only one that really I thought needed that distinction, except for maybe a couple of what do you call them, exceptions. There are a couple exceptions in the other chapters, but in this chapter I thought it was really important. So each one of these is in 2 colors. Oh, that means my math from earlier is off, isn't it? I probably didn't weave in 400 ends. There we go. Here, I want to show you a sneak peek. I thought this was really interesting. Here I showed in these are 3 different versions of ruffles not only in different height stitches, but in different increase amounts, which I think is such an interesting conversation to have when this comes out, and to talk about the different applications of this and the different ways you can mix and match this as well. So like in the smallest increase one, I think it's a double increase, so like 2 stitches for every stitch sort of thing. And then I did that in double crochet, and then I did a higher increase, maybe 4 or 5 stitches per stitch, like so it's a 2-to-1 ratio, a 5-to-1 ratio, and then a 7-to-1 ratio, something like that. But I did them all in different height stitches as well. So the small ruffle is done in double crochet, the medium ruffle is done in treble crochet, and then the biggest ruffle, the largest ruffle, is not only large because of the length of the stitches being double trebles, but it's also the largest ratio of ruffle too. So we'll be able to talk about those a lot more when it comes out. But what I thought was interesting is that any of these could be done with the other stitches too. So the small ruffle could be done in double treble or any height stitch. The medium ruffle could be done in any height stitch, and so could the large ruffle. So you could mix and match these even further than these 3 variations. Let's see, what am I missing? Yeah, these colors are beautiful, aren't they? These are Lion Brand Wool Ease, and this is color Riverside, I believe, the purple, and this is called Dark Rose Heather. And they look gorgeous together. They also look really gorgeous with the light Rose Heather that I did for the 3rd color in this chapter, so that this chapter is going to look really cohesive with all of these colors. Trying to be careful on some of these parts Like for example, in this one I've got some popcorn stitches in the middle of the edging. I want to make sure I don't mash them down. I want them to still have their texture. So I was really careful to just steam the picots and just steam the double crochet edge. Okay. Thanks for all the links, Judy. It's so helpful. Yeah, so let me show you how pretty those colors look with the light rose heather. See how nice they're going to coordinate together? Oh, I've got so many exciting things to show you guys. So much. So exciting. Oh, that reminds me, this thing here. So once I got here and had the steamer that replaces my iron, I realized I don't have an ironing board anymore. So I didn't want to buy an ironing board because I absolutely did not want another big thing that I have to find a place to keep. So I found this metallic blanket, I guess, or mat. It turns any table into an ironing board. It's meant for the washing machine because it has little, what do you call them, magnets in here. So if you wanted to do this on a metal surface, it would actually stick down, but it's quilted and it's a metallic surface, and it means that you're not going to damage any of your surface with a hot iron or a hot steamer or anything. Oh, the reason I took this off was so I could show you how compact it goes when I close it up. So look at how compact my steamer and the ironing board are when they're done. So it doesn't take up much room for me to store this at all, which is fantastic for my lifestyle, but also important because as a professional designer, I have to have a steamer or a high-powered iron. These are tools of the trade for me, and it's important to me. So for me to find something that is super compact and super powerful was just absolutely perfect. Okay. Have I missed any questions? Boy, that's not a good angle for me. Here, let's lift the camera back up. Now that we don't need to be staring at the ironing board as much, lift that up a little bit. Does anybody have any questions for me? I can read here and then come back and talk here. I think someone mentioned my hair earlier. I tried a different style of rope braid today. Haven't decided if I did a good job here. It's very loose, so I'm not sure it'll stay very long. Yeah, these are fantastic tools, absolutely, and I'm thrilled with them. Yeah, even if you don't want to pull out your ironing board, this is convenient too. Sometimes there's times when you don't want to pull out your ironing board either. I get that. Judy doesn't have space for an ironing board. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons. Hi, Sabrina, and hello to everybody. I didn't get a chance to say hi to anybody. Oh, look at this is actually running full speed, but it doesn't look like it on camera. How funny is that? Ah, Judy has a stack washer and dryer. Yeah, that's a good reason. Woo! Oh, that feels good. Barbara wants to know if I have neighbors. Well, I do, but nobody's here right now because it's off season, so I can turn the camera around if you want, and we can. So I have one neighbor here that's super close. This is too close for comfort, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad that they're not here right now, and I'm not sure how comfortable I'm going to feel when I have to sit out here at night with Bjorn and have neighbors that close. And then this neighbor is my other neighbor. They're not here right now either. And there's the other side of the RV. But you can see, I mean, once they are back, then their outdoor seating will fill up here too, so they'll be quite close as well. And then, I mean, all the neighbors are close, and all the neighbors are away now for summer. They said the occupancy here goes from 100% in season to 20% in off season. I want to say there isn't a house with people in it until that brown one over there. And up here until the American flag. There's people that live there. That pickup truck on this side of the road, that's the first place where people are staying right now. And I think there might be someone staying here, but I never see them. So, but in season, though, everything will be full here. And you know what's sad? They drive so terribly in here that I don't know how dangerous it's going to be once it's in season. The people that live here through the summer, the 20%, don't follow stop signs. Don't look both ways before they turn. Like, I am on super high alert when I'm driving in the neighborhood because it's so dangerous. Yeah, I do. Oh, you want to see my plants? So something really weird has happened in the backyard here. So not all my plants have done well. And honestly, I have not maintained them very well either because I've been so busy with work and also because I'm so uncomfortable with how horribly it's gotten overgrown back here. Like, the landscapers don't take care of this. Yes, most of them are snowbirds. So you can see how that's overgrown. And this stupid umbrella that I bought is completely broken, so I can't even use it to keep my plants out of the sun. But between the pine needles from here, that's an everyday job to sweep back here. And right now I'm working so hard to get my book done that I'm just not out here. So my mandavillas did not last. One of them is trailing up there a little bit. The other one never trailed up at all. It's too hot and too sunny out here for most of my plants. However, 3 of them are doing fantastic, and that is my avocado tree that I planted from a seed. How gorgeous is my avocado? My plumeria tree that I took a cutting from the old house. Look, it's already split into 2 branches. It's a Y. Can you see that? Is that amazing? And so I'm just leaning it up here right now until I figure out how to stake it or whatever. And this one's doing fantastic. This is my pineapple from an actual pineapple top, and my spider plant's not doing well. That's a given. My orchids are not doing well. My orchids are not doing well over there either. I took down that wall because someone sabotaged it twice. First time was when I hurt my wrist. And then the second time I said, you know what? I'm not hurting my wrist again for sabotage. So I took the wall down, and the whole thing just makes me sad, and I just don't like talking about it. Just being honest. Oh, standing in the shade is nice. Yeah, it's just too much sun right now. So maybe some of my plants will get resurrected when the cooler water comes. Yeah, my orchids aren't making it right now. But you know what? After all that I've lost and all the transitions and changes, I'm just telling myself I just got to go with it. Like, some things are doing great, some things aren't. And, I'm not retired. I don't have a bunch of time to work on this. I'm hustling to get my life stable and back in order. So I have to have privacies. I know I need to save the spider plant. Although my mom has so many babies of it, even if I don't, yeah. I keep moving it thinking I find a spot that gets more shade, and no spot gets a lot of shade. And I can't leave the awning out on the RV for very long because it has to be taken down before storms, and wind. I just haven't found a spot. A sunshade back here would be great for all of those, but again, spending more money. Oh, yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. I'm just talking about how we prioritize, and I hope that by sharing what I'm going through, it inspires other people to figure out how to find solutions in their own lives. We have more stuff that we need to do and want to do than we have time in the day, right? So the key is figuring out what's important and where your priorities need to be. And right now, figuring out how to make money is my top priority. And even though I care about the plants, I just haven't been able to give them the time and the solutions that they need, but it'll all work out. Bjorn's doing better. He's been a higher priority than the plants, and my projects are doing great. So they've been higher priority than the plants, but I do need to figure out more back here. Anyhow, does anybody have any questions about the book process or anything else? So I didn't even mention what happens after photography. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I stopped with, will I sell my crochet yoke pattern? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Thank you, Sabrina. Okay, so the next step in the book process, I'm going to steam all those edgings today. Probably not put them back in the baggies until I photograph them. So it's going to be a juggle to stay organized and not lose anything. So I might be piecemealing this, and like those ones that I just steamed, photograph them before putting them back in their bag and then do each bag separately. However, if you noticed, those white tables that sit outside all the time, they're not that clean, and whatever's gotten on them is not scrubbing off. So like they're not white anymore. They were great for photography when they were white, but they're not white anymore. So I think I'm gonna need to run up to the store and get a poster board, because poster board is absolutely fabulous for this type of photography for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's a great contrast background to all the colors of the yarn. But the second thing that's really great about it is that when I edit my, I do not have a portable washing machine. I go to a laundromat to do my laundry, Donna, and I have a bag here for doing hand wash that's really amazing, and I haven't gotten around to showing it you yet, but I'd like to dedicate like one day a week to showing you, oh, is that the pattern someone mentioned? Thanks, Judy. To showing you more RV and lifestyle stuff. So maybe Fridays, I don't know, we'll see. We'll try to figure out something. And I'm always welcome, always happy to answer your questions. But anyway, so when I'm doing the photos, doing photos of overhead still shots like that on a white background is really wonderful, because when I go into Photoshop, I can adjust the white balance if there's something white in the photo. So I adjust the white balance, and it brings all the colors to their accurate color settings, usually if it's done in great lighting, and that way I get consistent colors throughout the whole collection. So it's not like I'm photographing one piece and then something else in a different color. I'm photographing 30 things all in the same color. So in order to get consistency of the color between the shots, I need to have white balance and consistent lighting. So like, I'm never going to photograph any one of those chapters on different days or in different lighting. So like all of the green, all of the green from the perpendicular chapter, I'm not going to photograph some of those today and then some of them tomorrow, because the lighting will be different. I use natural lighting as often as possible, which means it's inconsistent, right? So for me, whiteboard, consistent natural lighting, and then I get consistent results when I go in to edit the photos. And if I don't, I'm reshooting, and I don't want to do anything more than once. So then it's book layout, sending the patterns off to testers, editing, proofreading, another 2 rounds of editing, and then I will print one copy to check for any other issues between color correction and just the way it looks on print. Sometimes things look different on screen when they do on print. And then I'll be able to launch the book. So as much as I feel like I'm so close to being done today, because I crocheted everything and wove in the ends, I got a long way to go still. And I still have to, oh, it'll be out by fall. Yeah. Definitely be out by fall. I told Lion Brand it would be out by January, just to be on the safe side, because when I asked for the yarn support, they wanted to know. And so I wanted to pad the time so that, you don't want to tell someone something and then be late. It's big work for every book, Barbara. Knit and crochet books are tons and tons and tons of work. They're way more work than just written books. Way more work. Oh, and you know what I thought of the other day? I don't know if any of you are Where the Crawdad Sings fans, but I love the book. I went to the movie theater to see it with my mom last week, and if you are interested in seeing the movie, the photography and the cinematography is absolutely amazing. They captured the beauty of the nature of where the book is set in North Carolina beautifully. But as she's writing her books about nature, I was realized, because of the sketches and the descriptions and all the different little components in her books, I was like, that's the same type of book that I write. And so I never really get that sort of, it's the first time I've felt like a different genre of any kind of a book was similar to the type, well, I guess cookbooks are kind of similar. Cookbook writing is similar layout and similar type of writing, you know, technical writing. But I don't know, because it involved photos and sketches and different things, I don't know, I liked seeing that similarity. It made me feel good. Because I love it so much, it was fun to feel like, I feel that too. I see some people have been mentioning my shirt. I love this shirt so much. So if you're familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk, he is a motivational speaker, really amazingly powerful, inspirational guy that I like to listen to. And one day he said this, I don't know if it was on his podcast or on one of his social media sites, and I was like, I love that. And so I put it on, I designed this, threw it into my Redbubble shop so I could print one out for myself, and it's available to anybody else that wants it. It is such a great icebreaker when you wear this shirt. You can't wear this shirt out in public, grocery store, gas station, post office, wherever, and not make somebody smile. Like, somebody will get it and say, oh, thanks. Even if they don't say thank you to your face, they feel I get this feeling of thanks for the reminder and thanks for the good wishing. So this is another one of those things. It's a little ripple, right? You plant the seed and then it ripples its way out. I just love it. Judy, you wear the shirt and you get comments on it too. Wonderful, wonderful. Bonnie's knitting one of my shawls right now. That's awesome, very good. All right, does anybody have any other questions? Yeah, who doesn't need a smile? Exactly. Wishing you the best day of your life. What else I can't think of anything better to say to a stranger. Yeah, you can say more to people that you know and love, but is there anything better to say to a stranger? Not really. And strangers are only friends that we haven't met yet, right? Yeah, I love making someone's day through little things like that. I always do. Well, thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. I hope you enjoyed hearing more about behind the scenes of writing a book and writing a book in an RV, and even seeing how I managed with Bjorn to get him outside and keep him happy and keep him safe. I love showing you guys all of this stuff, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to my channel and you like my content, I really hope you'll consider subscribing and coming back to visit me more often. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. Maybe you have friends that are interested in knitting or crochet tutorials or positivity or inspiration, or maybe just RV lifestyle, and maybe all the above. I don't know, but I appreciate you guys so much. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Make time for yourself. Do something special for yourself. I know I'm going to be pulling out my guitar at some point this weekend. I've been not doing it every day, but maybe 3 or 4 days a week, and I am getting better, so yay me. So I hope you make time to do some self-care this weekend too, because you are important and you are special, and you should remind yourself of that as often as you can. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.